When I talk about transformation and how we can focus on our thoughts and perhaps we can change the way that we think, the way that we look at things, the way that we talk about things, I have to pause for a few moments right here, right now, and put the car in reverse. And I have to focus on the fact that more often than not, we forget to give recognition where it actually belongs. And that is to the Almighty Creator. I'm talking about the Creator of the universe, the Creator of you and I. And the reason why it's necessary for me to pause here is because, just think about it, friends. When I think about our bodies, when I think about our brain, our thoughts, our nervous system, when I think about all these things, only a God can do that. And each one of us have a brain. Each one of us have a nervous system, a digestive system. Each one of us have a multitude of things going on within us, right? And on top of that, our whole entire body work automatically, independently of you and I. And our brain even prepare us for what is to come automatically. Remember, while you are sleeping. And not only that, your nervous system, your blood is constantly working, carrying blood flow from your toe to all over your body. Energy flows. All of these things are happening independently of your input. Only a God can do that. And what we do in this thing called life, what we so often do, since we don't have any input about how our brain and digestive and nervous system operates while we're sleeping, but what we do so often and frequently, what we do, we mislabel our challenges. Whenever we have a challenge in life, so many of us give up and throw in the towel, and we don't really understand what's going on behind the scene. You see, when we're working on a project and everything is going in the right direction, but the moment when it doesn't work the way that it always has been working, it stops working. We get discouraged. And we don't understand that when we get discouraged like that, most of us don't really have an idea of what's going on with us. It's almost like letting air out of a tire. We sort of go on a flat. We're not capable of rolling. And we stay on a flat because we can't figure out why we are unable to roll again. So you want to get back on the road and you want to start rolling again. Our Creator have made it very attainable for us to put air in our tires so that we can build that momentum back up and begin to roll again. So stay with me right here, friends. This is very important. there's a part of your brain called dopamine. And dopamine is your brain motivational chemical. When you're working towards something, your dopamine rises as you visualize a positive outcome, such as in the case if you're traveling, you have an expectation of reaching your destination, but all of a sudden you have a flat tire. At that point, your dopamine levels drop tremendously. Why? Because it is your motivational chemical and it gets high off rewards. Now when your dopamine drops, you may feel like that flat tire, feeling unmotivated. Now don't mislabel yourself by calling yourself lazy or lack of willpower. That's not laziness, nor is it a lack of willpower. It's your brain adjusting to the setback. This temporary setback affects another part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex. Now the prefrontal cortex, it makes plan and decision making. But when your dopamine level drops, it affects the prefrontal cortex. Now when the prefrontal cortex is under stress, it affects another part of the brain called the amygdala. And the amygdala takes up a bigger role because it senses that the prefrontal cortex is under stress. The amygdala is the brain's alarm system. When it senses danger, it kicks in to protect you. Some people, when they have lost so much, find difficulties making up your bed, getting dressed, washing your face, brushing your teeth. But if we can muster up the effort to have some small wins on the board, small, achievable accomplishments will get you back rolling again. Our bodies were created to heal itself while we sleep. Isn't that amazing? But the thing that prevents our body from healing itself is us mislabeling our life experiences. So you failed the exam, so you didn't get the promotion. All of a sudden you count yourself as a failure. And when you do things like that, it affects the way that your brain receives that kind of information. And not only your brain, your nervous system, your digestive system. It affects so many things that you are totally unaware of, which is why it's important to speak to yourself that heals instead of kill, that builds you up instead of tearing you down. Imagine if we talk to ourselves like we love ourselves. Imagine the possibilities when you speak to yourself like you actually love yourself. Just imagine.
Want more? Start with Healing the Inner Child, the ebook that's changing hearts on Gumroad. Then dive deeper with the journals that started the movement. Inspired Journal. There's a spiritual solution to every problem. My Destiny Journal, It's Possible Journal, My Soul Purpose Journal. All journals available on Amazon. Because breakthrough isn't optional, it's overdue.
when I think about our brain, our thoughts, our nervous system, when I think about all these things, only a God can do that. Only a God can do that.